Hello, sir.
Heidi.
I just assumed we probably didn't have too much pregame. If we
No, just 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. We got about 18, I think, here and a national anthem, so
okay.
I'll give you a call back in like probably 10 minutes.
All right.
Thanks, bud.
Yep.
Bye.
GBM.
Hello.
Hi.
So I suppose we could get going, because then I'll give it back to you if we need to. So
Okay.
that works for you.
Yep. Here we go.
You'll have to keep us up on the football score, though, if you can.
Well, we're not doing it.
Oh, we're not?
No, because we couldn't find anybody down there to do the game.
That sucks.
Yeah. I looked all over the internet last night during the basketball game, and I only found one place, and they wanted like $10, and they only do video.
What? Oh, yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, video on the radio just don't quite work. Okay, here we go. Transfer over. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Here we go. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, excellent.
Excavating Company, 683-3560. Hello, this is Roxanne Engelland with the University of Montana Western Foundation. I would like to take this opportunity to say thanks. Your contribution to education extends far beyond
AM.
spirit will impact generations to come. It's incredible what individuals can achieve with the right inspiration and support, and that would not be possible without you. If you would like to learn more about the Montana Western Foundation, please contact Roxanne Engelland at 406-683-7305.
Is your SUV, car, or truck traction ready? Jerry Wessel at Straugh Tire Center of Dillon has tires to make your vehicle winter road ready. They have a full selection of winter tires, studless tires, studded tires, and tire siping. Les Schwab has free mounting, air checks, flat repair, rotations, and road hazard. Les Schwab has one of the best warranties in the business, with over 425 stores throughout the West to help you. To find out more about the great deals at Les Schwab, stop by 1035 Selway or call 683-8884.
Experience the high-octane fun at Sparky's Garage. Sparky's has an outstanding menu featuring their famous smoked barbecue, burgers, homemade soups, and salad. Full bar, you can enjoy your favorite cocktail or enjoy a beer from their selection of 20 beers on tap and try your luck at their casino, all while relaxing among an incredible collection of classic memorabilia. Sparky's Garage is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week for your dining pleasure. Sparky's Garage in Dillon or at 222 East Park in historic Uptown Butte.
The Fowler girl's graduating, huh? She's outstanding.
Beaverhead Livestock Auction is a proud sponsor of all sports in Southwest
Was she not player of the week?
They take pride in being loyal supporters of kids of all ages. They're behind the Beavers, the Falcons, the Bears, the Panthers, and the Bulldogs. Give Beaverhead Livestock Auction a call today and have them help you market your cattle. Beaverhead Livestock Auction just 5 miles south of Dillon. Call 683-2002.
Like his recruiting was, he really didn't bring in any studs.
Especially for the...
2 minutes.
Size.
Y'all ready for this? The following sports broadcast is being brought to you by Bank of Commerce, R.E. Miller & Son, LS Ready Mix, Bears Hospital and Healthcare, Pioneer Federal Savings and Loan Association, Taylor Realty, Pivot Plus, Carl Tyler's Beaverhead Motors, Standard Lumber and Glass Company, Dairy Queen, Frontline Ads, Dillon Back and Neck Clinic, The Many, High Peak Federal Credit Union, East Bench Grain, McDonald's of Dillon, Intermountain Irrigation, Farmers Union Insurance, Orthopedic Rehab, Stockman Bank, Napa of Dillon. 1 minute. Farm Insurance, Rocky Mountain Supply, Devers Excavation and Aquatics, the University of Montana Western, Jerry Wessel's Les Schwab Tire Center, Sparky's Garage and Restaurant, Beaverhead Livestock Auction, Payne West Insurance, Mile High Motors, Lakeland Feed and Supply, Culligan, 30 seconds. Baseline Pizza, Vans IGA, Big Time Sportswear and Design, and Dr. Douglas Prager. Without these sponsors, this broadcast would not be possible.
10 seconds. Whatever.
And welcome to live basketball action from the Straugh. Another day, another basketball game. Got two today. The boys played first against this very same YCC team they played last night. We'll see if a few things changed. We'll see if they got a little better in the certain spots Coach wanted to work on. And we'll also see if the Centurions put up a little better fight.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Two good games. Then we're playing the Ladies College of Idaho, so
should be great.
Two competitive teams.
So we're going to take a quick time out as we got you back for the national anthem. So we'll be back in 3 minutes.
You have plenty to worry about when you're managing a business. Your employees are seeking more from their benefits package and your budget may be tapped. When it comes to finding the right balance to achieve your objectives, it helps to have someone on your side. This is Alyssa Creighton from Payne West Insurance, and I will work with you personally to customize a Blue Cross and Blue Shield plan that meets your needs as well as your budget. Call me today at 683-6881. Agent is independent of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Montana.
Mile High Motors Service Department knows that getting your vehicle serviced can be stressful and costly. With over 50 collective years of experience, the Mile High Motors Service Department has 4 master techs that are experts in detecting what is wrong without the guesswork. Mile High Motors Service Department is now offering 0% interest, 6 months same as cash, and flexible payments on service. Some restrictions may apply. Make your appointment today with the Mile High Motors Service Department, 533-3634. That's 533-3634.
Are you looking for that extra boost for your cattle this fall? Come on down to Lakeland Feeds and ask us about our tubs and minerals. They are designed with regional area vet expertise for the Rocky Mountain region to maintain herd health and maximize growth. While you're here, ask us about our cow cake and creep feeds. Lakeland has feeds suitable for anything from weaned calves to mature cows and bulls. Call 683-5197 or stop on by and talk to our feed experts. Lakeland Feed and Supply, made Montana fresh.
The water in our homes. Oh, what we do with that water. We drink it, play in it, make coffee, tea, lemonade with it. Boil, poach, simmer, ice. Cocktails, mocktails, blanching, and boo-boos. Skin, hair, clothes. They all crave water, too. Make it cleaner, soft, delicious, fantastic. Yes, you could give your people Culligan water.
Call your local Culligan man at 406-782-2400. Culligan Water, pure. 1 minute. Are you ready for some football? Stage Line Pizza is ready to get you ready with nightly pizza specials, breadsticks, wings, chuck wagons, and delicious pasta bakes. Stage Line can deliver on game day or night. Call Stage Line Pizza today and get ready for some football. Stage Line Pizza, 683-9004. Delivery starts daily at 11 a.m. Get ready for some football at Stage Line Pizza, 683-9004. Last ad, IGA. Oh, hey, Justin?
Yeah.
You might want to announce that we're not doing that football game because we couldn't find anybody down there to do it for us.
Okay.
Yeah. It just, that way I don't get a bunch of calls. You may save me a little grief.
Okay, I'll do my best to save you a little bit of grief.
Local sporting
Since you make us sound so good.
10 seconds. Now you did it. Now I'll really screw it up. Vans IGA, Dillon's locally owned store. Vans IGA is hometown proud.
And welcome back to live basketball action from the Straugh Gymnasium. University of Montana Western men's team, the Bulldogs, will be taking on the Yellowstone Christian College Centurions. Yes, the team they played last night. Bulldogs pulled off, what did it end up being, about 30?
Yeah, pretty big deficit on that game.
Well, and I think this is good early in the season for a team to be able to play and work out a lot of the things they want to against a little lesser competition, because then you get, especially with the new coach, new system, new players, you get an opportunity to really figure out what your lines are going to be.
Yeah, and you talk to a lot of these players, and that's exactly what they say. You know, we just got to find chemistry, and how do you do that? You play together a lot. You play a lot of games together, get some wins, see that ball go through the hole, and that's exactly what they're getting out of these games.
Well, a little side note, Cooper Kidgel just 33 away from 1,000. I mean, 33 is a large task when you tend to be on the very extreme winning side, so you're going to see a lot more people play. I like to see a little little more Troy Scott. I think he really started out well yesterday as well, so it'll be great to see kind of how he follows up that. I think, of course, we've kind of figured that Cedric Boone's going to get his, Cooper Kidgell's going to get his. I'd like to see DeRocher follow up with a lot more shooting. I think today we both would like to see a little more Achenbach too, to see how he's turned the corner.
Yeah, and another player I liked was Haverfield. I thought that he was very productive with his minutes, and he could catch fire too. And you know, I think Kidgell really has to just go ahead and score the ball if he wants tonight. He does that well. But, you know, and he's a great job of not overbearing when he scores the ball, too. He doesn't take over the offense. I think we saw
a lot out of Ramirez, too. I'd like to see a little later in the game as well.
I agree.
He's going to be someone that plays good bully ball, and I mean in a positive way as far as not letting him push him off the block, making it difficult. And the jump is up, and the Centurions win. They're going to start the ball with Lewis. Lewis is going to get over to the left elbow and into the corner, and we're off and running as number 20, Kaysen Spikes, gets it over. And they're going to fire up a three by Keck Jones. Rebound's going to be pulled down by Troy Scott. Scott gets it over to Boone as he brings it across the timeline. Those of you tuning in to the FM, not going to be doing the football game today because no one out in Oregon wanted to do the game for us, so I apologize for the inconvenience there. Shots up and good by Payne to get us started. So 2-0, and you like to see a lot more in the paint as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah, one dribble, turnaround, fader right in the middle of the paint. Great shot from Jacob Payne. He can shoot the three, too.
Well, if you're getting bullied out of the key, you're not going to get as many boards as you want. Puts a lot of pressure on your shooters at that point. Was that three in the key?
Yeah. Oh, I think it was a travel call.
Oh, it was, okay. And so Boone, who had a fantastic game yesterday, like to see him get started as well. Obviously, he's what makes your offense go, him and Kidgell. And so Troy Scott at the top gets it over to Boone on the left elbow. They work it down low into the paint. And Payne goes up and gets it down. You can see Coach really made an effort to get it into the paint early.
Yeah, it looks like they talked about that before the game. They wanted some more paints right in the bucket, and Jacob Payne's going to get those for you.
Spikes the handoff to Lewis. Lewis kicked down the right side. He's picked up on the double team. Then they get into the big Hooker's arms. He has a lot of athletic ability.
Great pass from Hooker over to Chase Hall, who showed that he can finish the ball yesterday. These two bigs are solid.
And speaking of bully ball, they're very strong. They do a pretty good job of trying to keep you off the block. Troy Scott goes right at the bucket, puts it up, no good, unable to finish. But he's definitely the guy you want to play ugly right there.
Yeah, Troy Scott, when he gets momentum on the dribble, he does such a great job of finishing with contact. And didn't quite get the finish there, got some contact on the ground. Still going to get him to the free throw line.
And he's kind of a slasher, small forward, shooting guard. He's a good shooter. He can. He's just as strong as anyone down there. So it's one of those guys you want to get started early as well and get him in the offense. And he hits the first freebie.
Yeah, I think that's when Troy Scott's playing his best offense is when that three ball's falling. And if he can get a couple threes to go, then that opens up his drive, and then it's over for the defense.
Back iron, no good. Rebound by Booker. He's going to get it out to Spikes. Oh! A nice job of Cedric Boone really getting that pass and knocking it away. It's going to stay with the Centurions, but they're going to think about that pass a little bit more.
I like the pressure from the guards playing up to half, putting a lot of pressure on the opposing guys.
Keck Jones with the basketball as he brings it around the right side, gets into the paint, stumbles a little bit. They're going to call a reach on it. It's a tough call there because he was kind of, I wouldn't say he was in control, I guess.
Yeah, just running right alongside him through the lane, and they're going to call that Cedric Boone on the ground.
So the inbound goes out to Chase Hall. Hall's working on Troy Scott. Gets knocked away by Boone and tries a fancy behind the back, but no one even close.
Yeah, the pass got tipped, and who tipped it? Cedric Boone, who was guarding the player he was trying to pass it to, so he tried to get fancy behind the back. Unfortunately, that's going to go out of bounds.
Boone with the basketball as he brings it up across the timeline, gets it over to Kidgell. Back out up top to Troy Scott, and hands off to Kidgell, gets into the paint. Nice, strong front of the rim. Looked like he could have put that down and then just laid it in.
Yeah, lays it in. You can see him smiling, thinking about dunking that one. I think his teammates wanted to dunk too.
And then back over, gets knocked away. The defense is pretty active so far. That time it was Payne who was working on case on Spikes and wouldn't let the entry pass in.
Yeah, you see this defense does a lot of switches on screens, and that in that case it worked out really well for Jacob Payne.
And knocked away this time. Payne very active so far. Kidgell's going to get right into the paint He's going to look where they're going to put it out, and they're going to call him for the travel on that. He did have wide open DeRocher. It's such a tough call. And you get that close to the bucket.
And he looked out for the kick, but then he thought, well, maybe I can finish this. Tried to still go up with it. Got the travel call instead.
Got caught in between his decision. Jones and baseline. Nice move by Chase Hall. He wasn't quite as active last night.
No, and going off the dribble on Troy Scott, one of the best defenders on this team.
And so bringing it up and across is Boone. Boone's going to go over to Kidgel, back up top to Scott. Boone's going to go baseline, go up strong. Can't finish, but he is going to go to the charity stripe as he gets fouled going to the rack.
Just needs a hair of room. Give him one step, and he's going to take that to the hole using his quickness. But good defense from Keck Jones, who has had a tough task these 2 days and really played well, I thought.
Well, it seemed like last time when Boone got to the charity stripe, that's when he really started hitting his shots from three. A lot of good shooters work that way, you know, as far as they get to the free throw, they get collected, boom, boom. Next thing you know, they're dropping threes on you. And he hits the first freebie to make it 8-4 with 16:55 left. Front iron, no good. Rebound's knocked out and picked up by Spikes. Spikes is going to get it over to freshly checked in J.J. Cates. And Cates, one of their more dynamic playmakers, as he gets it over to Hooker. Hooker on the elbow, working on the freshly checked in Burkhart.
They're going to give him a 5-second call. Held the ball for 5 seconds to the defender within 5 feet of him, and that's going to be a turnover. Good defense from the Bulldogs. And when you see someone pick up a dribble like that, they deny. You hear the coach always yelling it, and in that instance, they couldn't even get a pass off.
Boone brings it up and across the timeline. And down low to Burkhart. Burkhart goes to Kidgel. Kidgel up off the glass, good for two. Basketball's going to be in the hands of Centurions as he gets it out to Cates. Cates is going to bring it up and across the timeline, working on Boone. Look down the right side, goes into the corner, gets picked up by the defense. He tries to work it down low. Defender, off-ball defender, Scott picks it up as they get the kick out to Spikes. Spikes, DeRocher moving his feet, getting in front of him, doing a great job as he kicks it out to Cates. Cates just inside three-point line, puts it up. It's air ball. Rebound's going to be pulled away on the hustle point by Spikes, and it's going to be out of bounds. I'm not sure if they got the shot clock violation or... So 1 second on the shot clock as they inbound from underneath.
Block from Cooper Kidgel right there on the defensive possession.
Cates looking to inbound. And he's going to get something with the lose the shot, and it's going to be a shot clock violation on the miss by Chase Hall. 10-4 is the count here. 15:45 left here in the first half.
Good hustle at the end of that defensive possession. You could see the shot clock running down.
Boone with the basketball, so he's going to bring it up and across the timeline as the Bulldogs set up their offense. He's working on J.J. Cates. He looks down the left side. Little dribble drive penetration, goes all the way to the lane on the left side, reverses hands to the right hand up off the glass, good for two, and that pushed the Bulldog lead out to 12-4. Cates gets down the baseline and gets knocked away, and somewhere in there's a foul.
Looks like it's going to be on the ground on Boone or DeRocher, one of the guards.
Looks like DeRocher got the call. They're going to say he was in the act of shooting, which I find difficult, but Malcolm Smalden, who checked in, had a good game for him last night.
Yeah, great second half for Smalden. Thought he might be starting today.
Back iron, no good. Yeah, he really did a good job of both offense and defensively.
Yeah, he's got good size. Smalden, 6'3", freshman out of Layton, Utah.
Second shot up, and front iron this time, no good. Boone with the rebound. 15:21 left on the Intermountain Irrigation scoreboard. 12-4 Bulldogs lead as Boone brings it up and across the timeline. He's going to go down the right side, settle in on the right elbow. To Straugh Scott, down low. Puts shot up no good by Burkhart with the soft left hand. Back the other way, and then a steal by Boone, but stolen right back by Cates. It was actually more corralled than it was stolen as Cates gets it over the left elbow to Spikes into the corner as he gets it down low to Lewis, and they try to get it down low, and there's the checked in Cole Baker. Nice switch of hands from left to right, and then the front layup.
Smooth behind the back in transition.
Cates over to number 20, Spikes, who brings it across the timeline. Spikes is going to set up the offense as he works it down, working on Boone. He's going to hand it off to J.J. Cates, who takes it down the right side. He goes right in, gets too far under the bucket. Good defense by the Bulldogs as they get it to Boone behind the back. Left-handed pass to Kidgel, running the floor, going down the left side. We're going to have a timeout by the Centurions. 14:21 left on the Intermountain Irrigation scoreboard. Bulldogs lead 16-4. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Hi, this is Andy Bartolome, new owner of Big Time Sportswear and Design. Stop by to find out about our custom design, screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items for your business, school, and events. Big Time has retail clothing, Letterman's jackets, and 10 seconds. School fan apparel for the Bears, Panthers, Falcons, Cougars, and Beavers. Big Time Sportswear and Design, 20 East Glendale, 683-2889. Hope to see you soon.
Good start defensively for the Bulldogs, which led to offensive points as well. We lead 16-4. It seems like the defense really creating points once again.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is right now, not allowing any inside buckets still.
Cates is going to bring the ball up as he brings it across the timeline for YCC. He's working on Cole Baker as he gets it over to the left elbow to Spikes. Spikes gets picked up by Haverfield and forces it over to Cates. Baker gets out to pursue him, and so they're under 9 seconds on the shot clock. They're still at the perimeter as he gets to Lewis. Lewis working on Kidgel. He comes around and gets knocked away by Haverfield, but it's going to be out of bounds on the Bulldogs. And they're actually, are they giving the 1 second once again?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. They're going to give him a second before the shot clock went off before that ball went out of bounds.
He's going to have to shoot this from half court then. And so, however they get this in on the 1 second on the shot clock, they're going to have to shoot a pretty difficult shot here.
Looks like the refs are going to talk this over. Montana Western huddling.
Well, it seems like if you give them more than one, it's not necessarily fair either. Oh, they said it's out of bounds off the Centurions, actually. So switch the call completely. And then there's going to be a immediate timeout. So 13:50 left on the Intermountain Irrigation scoreboard here in the first half. Bulldogs lead 16-4. We'll be back in 1 minute.
What does your eye color say about you? Melanin determines the color of your eyes. Larger amounts of melanin give you darker brown eyes, whereas less amounts means blue or lighter eyes. The most common eye color is brown. Your eye color can change over time since eyes don't produce pigment continuously like skin and hair. Your irises regulate how much light enters your eye and protect internal organs from harmful UV rays. Babies are usually born with blue eyes. Call today for more information, 683-2611. Doctors Douglas and John Krager, your vision source, located at 233 East Glendale.
So the Bank of Commerce has been a small business bank, an agricultural bank, and a family bank to thousands of people throughout East Idaho and Western Montana for the past 60 years. Business leaders and individuals who dare to dream have trusted the Bank of Commerce with all of their banking and lending needs. And we invite everyone to see
10 seconds.
For the next 60 years. The Bank of Commerce. Your bank of a lifetime. Member FDIC. An equal housing lender.
And welcome back to live basketball action at the Straugh Gymnasium. 16-4 Bulldogs lead. They have the basketballs. They take it out. Haverfield will be taking it out. Boone set to take the inbound pass. Inbound goes into Boone. Boone's going to bring it up and across the timeline. Gets it over on the right elbow to Cole Baker. To Haverfield over to the left elbow. To the freshly checked in Trey Edwards. Gets it knocked away and out of bounds. 20 seconds still on the shot clock.
The defense from Smalden trying to get that entry pass, tips it away.
What's the link there? Cole Baker to inbound as he gets it into Boone. Boone's going to take it baseline. And finds over to the kick. Trey Edwards gets into the paint. The kick outs to Baker. Baker puts up the shot. It's no good. And Boone knocks it off of Cates, and they'll stay here with the Bulldogs. And it's good with the Baker in there because, I mean, you have a couple of ball handlers that also pass. And the inbound from Boone goes over to Edwards. Edwards back to Haverfield with a wide open look on the Boone pass. And that's just a catch and release.
Yeah, that set shot from Tanner Haverfield. Glad to see him in the game this early, already knocking him down.
J.J. Cates the basketball as he takes it on the right side off the screen. He's going to get the ball to Spikes. Spikes into the corner. Spikes is going to get it right back to Lewis. Lewis is going to go baseline, puts shot up, a little too strong, no good. Rebound by Haverfield to Boone. Boone gets right into the paint, goes at it strong, a little too soft on the lay-in, and it's going to be pulled down by Spikes. Spikes to Cates. Cates down the left side, working on Edwards, and they're going to call Edwards on the foul.
Cates does a great job of driving, but you just can't leave your feet right there in the middle of a lane. I'd like to see a jump stop from a player, because if you leave your feet, then you have to make a decision, and the defense will catch that, and that's when they get their turnovers.
Here's where you see Carter Kearns getting a little bit earlier love since he played pretty well last night.
Yeah, and his jump shot was catching a little bit of fire, hyping up the bench yesterday, so I expected to see some threes from him.
The inbound goes in to Smalden. Smalden on the left elbow working on Haverfield. Gets it back out up top to Finesse. Finesse back out top to the point guard Jones. Keck Jones. I was going to say I didn't see him drive quite as much, so then the kick out, it looks like it's going to be an over. Should have been an over and back.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Good play from J.J. Cates. Just grabbing that ball and letting it be an over and back so that Cole Baker didn't get an easy possession.
A fast break right away. So the inbound goes in to Baker. Baker over to the elbow to Edwards. Edwards back up top to Haverfield. Over to the left side to Kearns. Kearns back out up top to Baker. Well, Baker gets a nice screen by Haverfield and then gets stopped. And it's going to go to Edwards on the elbow. Edwards gets the screen and almost loses the basketball as it's down to 6-5, and he shoots up the triple and gets it to go. That's kind of like an oops, I'll take this.
Yeah, pretty confident off the dribble for Trey Edwards.
And bringing it up and across the timeline and back the other way comes Cates. Cates going to get over there, working a lot more of the offense through Chase Hall as he puts it up, no good. Edwards on the rebound as he's going to bring it up and across the timeline for the Bulldogs. Gets it over to Baker. Baker's not going to settle, gets in the lane, gets to the big. Payne gets stopped and then must have been called on the body by Chase Hall.
Chase Hall didn't like the foul call, playing good defense, tipping that ball away off the dribble. And Jacob Payne back to the basket has really been impressive today.
And Cole Baker is actually taking on more of the point guard duties today.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about the way he handles the ball, and having him and Boone in. He does a great job of handling the ball. I think that's his strongest part of his game.
Payne rims out on the freebie. He'll take another. Yeah, no, I think it's a good dynamic the coach has put in there. Lets Boone handle it when he wants, but then reverses back to Cole Baker.
What the players have said to me about Cole Baker is he's just always an extra pass guy. He'll always wait for that extra pass, try to get his teammates open.
Payne hits the second to make it 23-4. 11-20 left as the Centurions work it over to Cates on the right elbow. He gets baseline, tries to reverse layup, a little too strong, and the rebound's going to be pulled down by Edwards. He'll push it up over the timeline as he gets to Kearns. Kearns with the handoff to Payne. Back to Baker down low to Kearns. Kearns goes up strong. Good collection D on Smalden. He was able to catch up and doesn't go, so back the other way come the Centurions. It's in the hands of Cates. He's going to get it over to Finesse. Finesse working on Kearns. He'll pull it back out. Hands the ball off to Cates. Or I guess on Keck Jones, I'm sorry. Keck Jones gets cornered, has to give up the basketball as he gets to Smalden. Smalden gets into the block, but then the kick out in the corner. Good help D being played by the Bulldogs as they smother. And another shot clock violation. You know you're playing good defense when you get those.
Yeah, you saw multiple double teams in that possession. Finesse and Smalden both getting double and trying to get that thing out of there. Couldn't get a shot up.
And the inbound goes into Baker. Cole Baker's going to bring it up and across the timelines. The Bulldogs lead 23-4. 10:25 left in the first half on the Intermountain Irrigation scoreboard. Back over to Haverfield, to Kearns, and then in the corner, Kearns is able to finish, gets the hoop and the harm.
Tough finish with the up and under for Carter Kearns. Gets the contact, and I thought maybe he was going to kick there, but just the smooth layup right under the rim.
That's going to be on Hooker, his fourth team foul. And we're going to see an early sighting on Colin Achenbach. Great job there by Cole Baker. I thought he had great minutes there.
Yeah, really, you could see this offense was moving the ball really well, and I think that's just because of the way he was playing. He was helping the offense get into that state of mind, really.
Kearns puts it in, drops it down. 10:15 left on the Intermountain Irrigation scoreboard. Bulldogs lead 26-4. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
R.E. Miller & Sons has been providing quality construction services since 1963 for all of southwest Montana. As a family-run excavation company, they pride themselves on versatility and customer service. R.E. Miller has the resources to take large or small projects from start to finish and the attention to detail to make each project successful. 10 seconds. Project to your vision from landscaping to highway construction. They specialize in irrigation, stream restoration, or water features. Call today, 683-2175.
And welcome back to live basketball action here from the Straugh Gymnasium. University of Montana Western holding the 26-4 lead. Bringing it up and across the timeline is Keck Jones. Keck Jones gets it into the paint and then down low to Hooker off the J.J. Cates pass, knocked out of bounds, last touched by the Bulldogs.
And this is one thing that this Bulldog teams will teach these big men is do not bring the ball below your chest because there's going to be guards in there and they're going to try to knock that thing away, just as Colin Achenbach does right there.
Keck Jones gets it into Hooker. Hooker back out up top. I think we're going to call a block. Good play by Scott as he looked like he got in his way. Not a big fan of inbounding and getting your big man away from the block. Just my personal preference. I mean, because then you're working it back down there. Just, I mean, if that's your only pass, that's one thing.
And it's just such a physical part right there, trying to find a way to screen just from block to block. And I think at the college level, it's so much harder to do.
And the inbound goes in, shot right off. Gets a good look in and out by Cates. The rebound's going to fall to the Bulldogs. Achenbach's going to push it. Oh, and had a good trailer. And goes out of bounds off the bad pass. And they wanted to tip, but I think it was just an errant pass to try to get Kearns. Good idea, just bad form. Gets it over to the elbow, over to Cates. Cates gets the screen, comes around the left side, gets it over to Hooker, and then back into the hands to Keck Jones. Keck Jones working on Achenbach. He's going to work down the left side. He's picked up by both Payne and Achenbach. Kidgel out to pick up Hooker. Gets it knocked away. It's going to stay here with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Centurions have the basketball. The inbound will be Keck Jones. Keck Jones all the way back to Cates, who will have to bring it across the timeline with just 4 on the shot clock. Gets into the paint, puts it up, gets blocked by Troy Scott, and they're going to have 1 second on that shot clock. So it's going to be an inbound and shoot. That's all you have time for.
Yeah.
And shot goes, oh, and he gets it to go.
With the hand in his face. Troy Scott knew he was going to shoot that as soon as he caught it. Jumped over, and Smaldon just used that height to shoot the jumper right over.
I don't think they go to him enough.
I think you're right.
The basketball, as he's able to work on a very quick Keck Jones. They work it down low. Troy Scott to the corner. And Payne goes up in the two-handed stop. Going baseline was Jacob Payne.
Great pass from Troy Scott.
Keck Jones brings it up and across the timeline as he gets it over into the corner to JJ, or to Finessi to Smaldon. Smaldon puts a shot up, no good. Kidgel with the rebound. Kidgel hits the outlet to Achenbach. Achenbach's going to bring it up as he sets the offense up, brings it across the timeline. Goes on his left side, gets into the paint, gets to Kidgel on the cutter, puts it up left-handed, no good, but he is going to go to the charity stripe and shoot 2.
You can see Colin Achenbach, as soon as he comes in this game, he's excited to play, hungry, and he's at that point in his career. He's ready to produce on a team, and he's trying to make plays. Already being aggressive with the drive and dish, and really showing off that speed.
It looks like Boone's going to come back in. We'll check in for Carter Kearns. Good minutes by Kearns. So you got an interesting combo on the floor now, or group on the floor. And the inbound goes straight into Cates. Cates is going to get it right back to Keck Jones. We'll bring it across the timeline. He's working on Boone. He gets it over the left elbow. And back to Cates. Cates is going to try to go down the middle. They're going to call Achenbach on either the reach or the hand check.
Just being a little physical on that drive, putting his body into him too much. They're going to give him a foul call. And I like the way that Coach Larson is subbing. Putting a lot of different guard combination, a lot of different, power forward center combinations in here.
Cates, the lone senior to inbound to Keck Jones. Keck Jones the basketball over to the right elbow. He's going to get baseline. Gets it to his big. Hooker turns around and gets the shot. Good way to get him open.
Yeah, Joseph Hooker, probably one of their best scorers yesterday. He needs to have a big game.
Achenbach brings it across the timeline. It's streamed from Troy Scott. Back out to Scott, who attacks the rim. Gets it into the corner and back out to Kidgel for three, and it's good. Good ball movement.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of using that corner to open up some open threes.
And Jones brings it across the timeline as he gets it over to Case on spikes and then back into the corner as he gets to one of their playmakers, Chase Hall. Chase Hall with the handoff. Or thought he was going to hand off to Hooker, but it looks like the call's going to go against 34. I was going to say it's got to be Payne.
Looks like an early James Ramirez sighting.
He checks in for Payne. Ramirez did a good job of finding some extra time for himself last night. It's the early call tonight against a very physical Joseph Hooker, so a good matchup there. And they work it around as they give it to Chase Hall. Chase Hall looking for someone as he gets down low to Hooker. Hooker puts it up, but comes up empty. Troy Scott with the rebound as he gets to Boone. Boone with the basketball as he pulls it back out to set up the offense. Gets it down low to Ramirez. Ramirez goes up strong, left hand, no good. Knocked out of there by Kidgel. Kidgel puts up the shot, no good. Rebound pulled away by Keck Jones, I should say. They work it to number 11, Chase Hall. Chase Hall double teamed, had to get the kick out over to Spikes. Spikes back out to Keck Jones. And then down low to Hooker. Hooker working on Scott. And dribble drive penetration, pulls it down, comes up with the air ball. Falls into Hooker's lap and he puts it in for two. Kind of an excuse me bucket.
Yeah, the double pump jump shot falls out and Joseph Hooker right there to get the rebound to put it back up.
Achenbach brings it across the timeline down the right side over to Kidgel. Kidgel back out up top to Troy Scott. Troy Scott will bring it over to the right side and shots up and good. There's Cedric Boone in the corner. Knocking down the triple.
Setting him the screen to get him a wide open corner three.
35-10 Bulldogs lead. 5:54 left in the half on the Intermountain Irrigation scoreboard. Back out up top to Keck Jones as he sets up the offense. He works down the right side. Keck Jones out of Bowie, Texas. Picked up on the double team, goes baseline, and then has to do the kick out. Back to Keck Jones for three. Back iron, top of the backboard, out of bounds. So it'll be Bulldog basketball. And with 5:33 left on the Intermountain Irrigation scoreboard, Bulldogs lead 35-10. We'll be back in 90 seconds.
With fall sports in full swing, Ellis Ready Mix of Dillon wants to remind you to support all the local athletic teams.
Yeah, I got a score for you. Southern Oregon's up 14-0.
Ouch.
Yeah, I got on Southern Oregon's website and found it.
Nice, thank you.
Give to booster clubs or just give a pat on the back. LS Ready Mix, 683-2101 for all your concrete and precast needs.
Toward the end of the first quarter.
An athletic supporter.
It's not sounding good.
Looks like the chink.
When it comes to breast cancer, early detection can save your life. That's why at Barrett Hospital and Healthcare we offer 3D mammography. 3D mammograms reduce callbacks and significantly increase the detection of cancers, especially invasive breast cancers. In regards to thermography,
It is no substitute for mammography. Both the American Cancer Society and the FDA recommend mammography over thermography. Trust the experts at Barrett. We are here for you and your health. To learn more, visit barretthospital.org.
Tired of looking at the same houses over and over again and not finding the perfect one? Maybe it's time to consider building your own home. At Pioneer Federal Savings and Loan, we offer the one-close construction loan. You have one closing. Once construction is completed, the loan will automatically roll into the long-term phase. Why pay twice when you can get both your construction and long-term loan? 10 seconds. Own your dreams and let the experienced loan staff help make it happen. Let Pioneer Federal bring your mortgage home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS 704467.
Boone with the basketball as he gets it over to Kidgel through Troy Scott. Gets screened, comes back out up top to Boone. Boone gets it knocked away. Boone picks up the basketball back the other way with 14 on the shot clock. Ooh. Behind the back, gets into the hoop, gets the give and go to Ramirez. It looked like a clean block by Cates.
Yeah, Cates thought he got beat there off of the dribble. Ramirez cut, makes the catch. Good pass from Cedric Boone. Cates comes back, blocks him, but had some contact on the body, it must have been.
Hey, with the effort there, I may not call that. I'm saying, and I'm a Bulldog fan, I'm just saying it was a lot of effort. Played catch-up on it, too. Ramirez gets it up, puts it down. I like the minutes you're getting out of Ramirez right now. I mean, he's pushing around their big guys, making them work a little bit, taking a little bit of the pressure off of Payne. Shots up and good. 37-10's the count. Here's the Bulldogs lead with 5:10 left in the half on the Mount Irrigation scoreboard. Cates the basketball. He's working on DeRocher. He's going to take it over to the right side as he gets it over to Chase Hall. Hall gets it down low to Hooker. Hooker got away with the travel. Rebound's pulled down by Ramirez. Ramirez to Boone. Boone's going to kick it out and then into the corner to DeRocher for three on the Troy Scott pass. Rebound's going to be pulled down there by Case on Spikes. Spikes is going to get it over to Keck Jones. Keck Jones gets it down low to Hooker. And that was a good offensive set for them.
Beautiful pass from Keck Jones coming down in transition. And he almost just floated it right over the defender to the middle of the key. And you can see Joseph Hooker, they're trying to get that back to the basket. Nice little layup. He does such a great job going over that right shoulder. And he does that exactly right there off the catch. Quick little pass and finish from Joseph Hooker.
Cole Baker checks in. Burkhart checks in. Carter Kearns checks in. Haberfield checks in. So I think it's Boone, the only one that stayed, if I'm not mistaken, or did he leave too? DeRocher's the only one that stayed. So 37-12 Bulldogs lead, 4:36 left. A little front iron action, no good. Cole Baker with the rebound. Cole gets to Kearns. Kearns on the elbow as he gets to Burkhart in the paint. Burkhart with the kick out to Haverfield. Back to Baker. Baker resets the offense with 15 on the shot clock. Baker's going to penetrate, get into the rim, gets it up. Nice soft touch, gets it to go.
The quick crossover, he had the center. I think it was Joseph Hooker guarding him. Going to take him off the dribble and get an easy layup.
Keck Jones with the basketballs. He looks to the left side, gets it back over to Cates on the right elbow. Cates going down the right side, picked up by Burkhart. The kick out's to Hooker. Hooker for three. And he knocks down the triple.
Joseph Hooker.
So with 3:54 left on the Mount Irrigation scoreboard, Bulldogs lead 39-15. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Taylor Realty, your homegrown real estate company for southwestern Montana and Dillon. If you're looking for your dream property, you'll find a wide range of properties from the Centennial Valley to the Big Hole, from Lima Peak to the Pioneers. We are here to help you find the property you dream about. So for
10 seconds.
Call Taylor Realty of 683-4316 or click on TaylorRealtyMT.com. Click or call, we do it all.
And welcome back to live basketball action from the Straugh. Bulldogs with the basketball. They bring it up and across the timeline. Get it over to the left side. And back out up top. Stolen away by number 20, Kason Spikes. Spikes will get it down low, and it's... Oh, he gets the hoop and the arm. Not sure how that one fell.
Kason Spikes, two defenders jumping. He was going on the left side. A little baseline drive. floats it up and through. You couldn't even hardly see where he was in there between the two defenders. Gets the finish and the harm.
Seems like they don't go enough through Keck Jones.
I agree.
As he gets it up and gets it to go. 39-18 as they look to battle back a little bit. Cole Baker's going to bring it up and across the timeline as he gets it over to DeRocher. Back over to Haverfield. To Cole Baker on the elbow. And that's going to be Kearns for three. No good. Tracked down by Haverfield on the rebound. Good hustle play there by Haverfield. As he gets to Burkhart. Back out to Cole. He attacks the rim, gets it up too strong. Rebound's going to be pulled down by number 20, Kason Spikes, over in the corner to Keck Jones. Jones goes baseline with the teardrop. Haverfield ends up with the rebound, so he brings it back strong behind the back. Attacks the rim, but gets hacked in the act, so he'll go to the charity stripe.
Great job, Tanner Haverfield, off the dribble and transition behind the back. They're playing some pretty animated defense right now. A lot of hustling, trying to get those blocks and knockdowns.
Looks like we're going to have a whole new unit check in, the starters, so to speak. Shots up and no good by Haverfield.
Not a lot of time out for, Troy Scott, Cedric Boone, Cooper Kidjo.
Payne. Trey Edwards also making his second appearance. Haverfield up and good. Troy Scott in for Haverfield. I know you had mentioned him already. And we get our first Solomon Johannes sighting. Played a little bit last night, but getting in here early today. And then I think number 12 is TJ Lewis. Saw him early, but then he went away for a while. Lewis gets it into the corner. Down low to Hall. Hall back out to Keck Jones, back to Hall. Hall goes baseline, puts it up, contested. Gets to go, good for two, and they cut it to 20.
As Troy Scott breathing down his neck, pump fake, and the finish.
Boone's going to bring it up and across the timeline. Over to the corner. And then back out to Troy Scott, to Boone on the left elbow. Boone down low to Scott on the nice pass. Gets the shot up. Can't come up with it, but he's going to go to the charity stripe to shoot two.
I think today
good pass.
Yeah, Boone's passing has really impressed me. He's had a couple passes that are just tough to make, like a double behind the back off the dribble and then makes a pass. That one coming across the key between two defenders.
Shots up and good by Scott to make it 41-20 on the Intermountain Irrigation scoreboard. 2:13 left here in the first half. And the early game, one of the earliest we've done. Shots up and good. 42-20 now, the Bulldog lead. Keck Jones will bring it up and across the timeline for the Centurions. He gets it over to the elbow as they give it to Lewis. Lewis looking for help as he gets it to Hall. Hall over to Johannes.
Jacob Payne trying to front Joseph Hooker. Gets the pass knocked down, but they called a hold before that.
Just the second on Payne. 7th team foul though, so it should be a 1-on-1. A lot more fouls this game.
Yeah.
Shots up. Good, so he'll take another.
Yeah, you see UM Western driving a lot, and on the other side, the Centurions trying to get it to Hooker in that block, because that's where he likes to score from.
Misses the freebie, picked up by Scott. Scott's going to bring it across the timeline. He's going to hand off to Boone. Boone working on Keck Jones. And Boone will reset up the offense as Coach Larson yells out a new set. Get it down low to Troy Scott. Scott gets a nice one to Payne. He just wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, it was a little low, heat on it, and it was just a little low. Such a tough pass to make, coming off the spin, and Payne cutting right into the other side of the key.
Like I said, it's a tough one because he's going baseline. You want to get him into the right spot. You do want it to be a little quick so he can quickly get it up. But that low, you're reaching down, then getting it up. And then so Payne in the corner, back to Boone. Boone on the elbow with 5 on the shot clock. Kidgel puts up the 3, no good. And the rebound's knocked away and finally ends up in the hands of Hooker. Hooker to Keck Jones. Jones brings it across the timeline. Gets it up top to Hooker. Hooker over to the right corner. Keck Jones puts it up, no good. Rebound tracked down by Hooker. Keck Jones back up with the shot. Front iron, no good. Rebound tracked down by Payne. Payne's going to bring it up and across the timeline. Gets it over to Kidgel in the corner. And back to Payne to Kidgel. Kidgel on the elbow. Gets to Boone. Boone's going to go baseline. Oh, tries to get it to Kidgel. Almost too fancy. Probably could have taken that himself. Keck Jones with the handoff to Johannes. Had no idea what he was doing. Troy Scott with it. He's going to hand it over to Edwards. Edwards with the basketball. So he gets it over to Boone as they set up the offense. About a 12-second differential in game clock and shot clock. 25 on the game clock. Shots up, no good. Rebound's going to be pulled away by Hall. Hall will get it to Jones. Jones will bring it across the timeline. Jones over into the left elbow to Johannes. Into the corner and pulled away by Payne. Payne to Boone. Boone with 7 on the shot clock. It's down low to Kidgel. Kidgel goes up strong. Up under off the glass. Good for 2. And Keck Jones with 6 seconds gets blocked by Troy Scott. That'll show up in the stats. So after 1 half of play on the Intermountain Irrigation scoreboard, University of Montana Western 44 and the Centurions 21. We'll be back in 2 minutes for the Papa T's halftime show. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Irrigators, have you winterized? When it comes to service, don't compromise. With Valley Preventative Maintenance, your service is customized. Keep those mid-season breakdowns minimized. Call Pivots Plus in Dillon at 683-4418 before the snow flies. Valley, the leader in precision irrigation.
Just, I think, especially with a game like this, where it's like, no, I agree. Like, you just kind of, you find yourself.
Hi, this is Sandy Tyler with Carl Tyler's Beaverhead Motors. We've been serving people in the greater Dillon area for over 15 years, finding the right vehicle that fits their Montana lifestyle. For us, it's not just about selling a vehicle, it's about providing an experience that is as seamless as possible. In fact, we've recently added a lifetime warranty program to better serve our customers through the lifetime of their vehicle ownership. Stop by today for our new Chevrolet Buick or GMC at 675 North Montana Street in Dillon, or check us out online at beaverheadmotors.com.
Standard Lumber is your place for red hot buys this November. Craftsman 104 Mechanics Tool Set, only $114.99. Red hot buys on Stanley and DeWalt tools and accessories, only $2.99. With more red hot buys on Craftsman tools and accessories throughout the store. It's time to think about Christmas decorations with LED lights. Red hot buys 20% off. Also premium, their best LED reels, only $12.99 each. That's a red hot buy. That's all at Standard Lumber, your helpful place for getting you ready for the holidays and taking care of your home.
DQ fans, manage your hanger before it manages you with the all-new DQ Hungry Up deal. Your new hanger management system with 3 deals meant to satisfy any size appetite, whether you're hungry-ish, hungry, or straight up hangry. You can enjoy 3, 4, or 5 100%.
Yeah, and turnovers. I always want to.
Let's try the world-famous mini burger treat starting at just $4. It's the all-new Hungry Up deal. Isn't it your DQ? This is fan food, not fast food.
And welcome back to live action here at the University of Montana Western Straugh Gymnasium. 44-21. Bulldogs lead. Jeez. So after the 44-21, and welcome to Papa T's halftime show. Papa T's, one of the best pork chop sandwiches you'll find this side of Butte.
Yeah, it's big. They got great fries, and you know what? You can have a beer right there if you really feel like it.
Well, and it's family friendly as well.
Great atmosphere.
Good place to host parties as well. Great job, Papa T's. So, I mean, more of the same as last night. I think the defense actually is a little bit better, even though I think they have a better showing here in the first half as far as 21 points. Yesterday we poured it on in the second half. We'll see if we're going to be able to beat that 100 this time. I think it was 97 last night. But more importantly, I think Coach was playing around once again with the line changes, kind of seeing what's out there. Some of the guys that got later minutes last time got to really participate here early. Anything of note that you saw yourself?
What I really saw is I think he's really trying to involve his bigs, Jacob Payne, players like Kearns. He's really trying to get it inside and let them get comfortable going back to the basket, because this is a good game for them to work on their back to the basket. They got a guy that's about their same size. You can kind of figure out moves that you're comfortable with. You know, I think yesterday, obviously, our guards can score the ball. There's no doubt about that. We got Boone, Kidjo, we got plenty of shooters, and Troy Scott, Jerosha, all that. But I think if you can get these bigs on board on the offensive end, you know, things will kind of take care of themselves.
Well, and if you're a shooting basketball team, I mean, one of the things that you can do is also get that inside-out game going. And so that's eventually going to play a factor, especially when we get to the Frontier Conference. So the Bulldogs lead here 44-21. What does the tail of the tape or the stats have to say about that?
For Yellowstone Christian, 6 points, 2 rebounds for Chase Hall, 10 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist for Joseph Hooker, the offensive juggernaut. 3 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal on 16 minutes for Keck Jones, the point guard. 4 rebounds and a steal for Kason Spikes. 3 assists to go along for J.J. Cates. 2 points and a rebound for Malcolm Smalden. Kind of surprising to only see 2 out of him. They shot 9 of 27, 33% from the field, 1 of 8 from the three-point line, and 2 of 6 from the free throw. For Montana Western on the other end, Jacob Payne coming out, 7 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, and a steal in 11 minutes. 6 points, 1 rebound, 5 assists, and a steal for Cedric Boone. Good half for him. 3 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds for Troy Scott, always filling up the stat sheet. He also had a block to go along with that. 12 points for Cooper Kidgel, 2 rebounds and a steal for him. 4 points and a steal for Cole Baker, doing a great job of handling the ball. 4 points, 3 rebounds for Tanner Haverfield off the bench on 6 minutes. 3 points, 2 rebounds for Trey Edwards off the bench. 3 and 2 for Carter Kearns as well. And it looks like James Ramirez was able to get in on the scoring. 2 points and 1 rebound, doing a great job on offense and defense in the post off the bench. They shot 15 of 26 from the field, 57%, and they shot the same thing from the three-point line, 4 of 7, and from the free throw, 10 of 15. You'd like to see that, 66% from the free throw line. So great shooting from Montana Western.
Yeah, no, if there's one thing you'd hopefully pick up is, you know, the 67% from the free throw. We'd like to be a lot closer to 80. I mean, that's still asking a lot, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, you work hard for those freebies. They did, however, get to the line 15 times, which I'm sure Coach Larson's pretty happy about as far as that goes. On the other side of things, I think Centurion's made some pretty good adjustments themselves. Really getting the ball to Hooker, it seemed like it made a lot more sense. He has 10 and 5. He's someone that between him and Hall, I think you put a little more effort into getting them the basketball, and he really did. And then keep the ball in the hands of Keck Jones. I mean, I think he's a difference maker. I'd like to see him take a few more shots. I see he's 1 of 7, but none of those 7 shots actually were really ill-advised either. But he did a good job there. On our side of things, I think Coach has really got his hands full as far as trying to figure out all his different rotations and so forth, but doing a great job once again, like you had mentioned earlier, of trying to figure out who plays well with who. Payne seemed like he actually has a little better effort when it comes to keeping his minutes down a little bit. And then he put Ramirez in a little earlier. I think he helps to lean on some of these bigger, stronger players. And then you're able to install a Burkhart and a Payne in there. Pretty skilled big men. They pass well. They have good feet. So, the cupboard's certainly not empty here at University of Montana Western.
Yeah, there's plenty of offensive ability for this team. And on the defensive end, they're putting in the work tonight. Already have, I think it's 3 shot clock violations. So you love to see the intensity on defense. They're going to need that. They're going to have to be, kind of a pesky defensive team, so to speak, especially with these guards and having active hands. They've done that so far, but that's something that you're going to want to focus on. I think scoring the ball, they get in transition well, and when they're not in transition, they look comfortable. They're setting up sets, they're coming off screens, and they're doing a great job playing with the pick and roll. You've seen a lot of good passing, using the corner tonight. You know?
Oh, yeah.
You see they get it to the corner, and a defender will sprint out there, pump fake, dribble, somebody helps, then you got a wide open three right there.
Well, and really good help D, I think they're playing as well. The perimeter's figured out. They're coming on that help side defense. That's huge as well. I noticed Troy Scott's really having a heck of a game. All 3 of his points have come from the charity stripe, so I'd like to see him shoot just a little bit more there. But 3 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, and a block to chime in there. That one at the end fills the stat sheet. So, anyway, he's having a great game. I think, you know, once again, you see Payne showing up on here with 7 points. You have at least 2 guys, in my opinion, that are right in there for Dairy Queen Player of the Game. You could have a few more chime in, or I should say 3, because I think Cedric Boone, once again, is playing pretty well as well. But Kidgel with the 12 points, 2 boards, and then, of course, Troy Scott filling all the stats, 3, 5, 3, and 1. Doing it again like he did last night. If he gets enough time in the second half, I'd like to see at least him get a double somewhere.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I really think that Troy Scott, this is his year, you know. He can feel free to indulge himself on offense and go ahead and score that ball. I think in the last couple of years of his time here, he's really focused on defense and tried to put the offense to other people, scoring where he can. But this year, you know, if you can take someone off the dribble, go ahead, go dunk it, because he's got that athletic ability. He's probably one of the most natural athletes you've ever seen. You know?
Well, not only that, the good part about him is he's really kind of a maximum effort guy as well. And it's nice to see a lot of those players on the same basketball team, the Kidgels, the Coopers, a lot of the, you know, you're really going to see that as far as Cooper Kidgel, Troy Scott, even Cedric Boone for the most part. I think James Ramirez is a little bit in that mold, and then, of course, Haverfield, where you're getting maximum effort.
Yeah.
I like what we saw out of Kearns. I mean, once again, I really thought he put in a valuable 5 minutes. You're not going to leave him open after you see how well he shoots the basketball, but he made an effort, too, to go baseline and get the ball in the hole. That opens you up for a little deeper shot as well. So, good look so far. I'm sure Coach Larson is pleased, but like all coaches, he's in there talking over what they need to do better, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. There's no lack of ability on this basketball team.
Well, that'll do it for the Papa T's postgame or halftime show. Bulldogs are leading 44-21. We're going to be back after these messages and get you set up for the second half of action here from the Straugh Gymnasium. Bulldogs lead 44-21 over the Yellowstone Christian College Centurions. We'll be back after this.
Would you like real flexibility in your feeding operation?
Stop by. 4 minutes, sure.
Thank you, sir.
About the Highline CFR 960 or CFR 650. The CFR 960 can process square or round bales with proven design features which can quickly shift from round to square. The CFR 650 is a great option for folks looking for a durable, well-engineered processor. Stop by Frontline Ag Solutions to find out how Highline processors can make your feeding more efficient. Hi, this is Dr. Andrew Belize with the new Montana Thermography Center. Did you know thermography provides the most sensitive and earliest means of screening for breast cancer? An FDA-approved medical infrared camera captures very detailed infrared images of the levels and patterns of body heat being emitted from the breast. The radiologist reading the scan is able to detect the specific blood flow abnormalities of the breast cancer. Call 683-9600 to schedule your appointment today.
Plus pretty laid-back atmosphere.
For the remainder of October, Nicholas 66 Dillon will be offering $1 off all auto washes. For every auto wash sold, we will donate $1 to our local chapter of the Heels organization. Please come in and support this much-needed fundraiser. As always, get an additional $1 off your auto wash with fuel purchase, and $2 off when you present your conservation.
Bulldog loyalty.
Yeah. I think he's going to be playing on my intramural team, so.
High Peaks Federal Credit Union welcomes you to Dillon, Sheridan, and Whitehall. Ever wonder why people want to live in Montana? Community and friends make Montana the perfect place to live. It sounds a lot like our friends and neighbors who volunteer their time and talents To help make this a special place, at High Peaks Federal Credit Union, we want to help make your future brighter. Stop by High Peaks Federal Credit Union to help bring that quality to your life and help you with all of your financial needs.
I mean, he plays like cones. I think he knew he was going to have to play big, and he really didn't want to.
East Midgrain is now offering certified seeds for grasses, cover crops, alfalfa, barley, winter and spring wheat. Call Ken today to find out more about East Midgrain services. You know the great service East Midgrain provides during harvest. Now you get the same great service during the planting season. You grow it, they ship it. Kent and the crew are here for you. East Midgrain, from planting to harvest, they're there for you. Call Kent today at East Midgrain, 683-5044.
So what I'm saying so far, personally, I think that, you know, being one in the kind of two guard and putting him on the floor at the same time is
from McDonald's here. There's a brand new game coming to McDonald's.
Well, I think even I like
come in and win great prizes starting on October 5th. One out of every 4 game pieces are winners. Dollar menu 1, 2, 3 is still the best deal in town. $1 any side of your pop and all the other offers.
But I also like, I think late in
the new game Trick Treat starting on the 5th of October and dollar menu 1, 2, 3.
Because off the dribble, like last second shot, he can.
1 minute.
I remember last year we were
dependable, just like the certified service staff at Intermountain Irrigation. When you need service, call Intermountain at 683-6571. They are there to help you every day and even available on weekends. Great service is the name of the game at Intermountain Irrigation, including great service for all brands of irrigation systems. Intermountain Irrigation, there for you all year long.
It's Medicare open enrollment period now through December 7th.
I think this is a good momentum team.
If you've been affected by recent Medicare plan changes, now is the time to reevaluate your coverage.
I think we'll
whether you need to change, add, or drop a plan, visit or call Kirsten Love at Judy Searing's Farmers Union.
10 seconds.
An appointment.
I don't even know what to think about that.
406-683-2365 or stop in at 108 South Washington Street here in Dillon.
Baseball. And welcome back to live basketball action from the Straugh Gymnasium. We're just about ready to get set here. Doing a few more warm-ups, and then we'll get started. Bulldogs lead 44-21. And so far we like what we've seen. We look forward here in the second half to see what adjustments are made at halftime. So we'll take a brief timeout and get you right back to live action after this 1-minute break.
7-24.
Reach your peak with Ortho Rehab. Our highly trained physical therapy team, Kirk Van Slyke and Sheriff Harrison, work closely with their patients recovering after surgery or suffering from pain or injury. Whether you're a senior enjoying life to its fullest, a weekend warrior, or an elite athlete, Ortho Rehab will empower you to achieve your best through the benefits of physical therapy and sports medicine. Stop by 201 Southside Boulevard across from IGA or call us at 683-3675. Reach your peak with Ortho Rehab Physical Therapy.
Any point in his career where he's like top 5.
This is a shame for your branch manager. Stockton Bank is so
like, you know how like Ryan McCarty.
As Montana's largest privately owned bank, Stockton is proud to be your neighbor and looks forward to serving you for many more years to come. Stockton Bank,
I don't think they
Montana's
put him in
branch
enough spots to do that. It's too bad.
10 seconds.
Well, he doesn't go off the dribble like that either.
Right. And welcome back to live action from the Straugh. The Bulldogs going down. They're going right to left on your dial. And they'll get it right into Boone. Boone will bring it across the timeline. This is working on Keck Jones. He'll take down the left side. Gets, give him go to Troy Scott. He's able to collect himself and get to Kidgel. They're going to call him out of bounds.
And Troy Scott open on the cut right there. I think he wanted the oop, and Cedric Boone was just going for the fast pass low. Didn't quite connect.
It was kind of, like I said, he was kind of in the air and caught it at waist level. Keck Jones with the basketball. And gets over to the right side. Over to Kason Spikes, tries to go baseline, gets it to Hall. Hall with the kick out to Jones. Jones behind the back, gets picked off by Payne eventually. Run down by Boone. Boone back out to DeRocher. DeRocher back out up top to Boone. Boone on the left elbow working on Hooker. Gets down low to Payne. Payne back out to Booker. Booker gets in the drive mode, hits it out to Kidgel. Kidgel for 3. Nice move.
15 for Kidgel. And quiet 15, too. He's not really making it a point to go score. He's just getting his buckets.
Well, and he found himself open in that and got her done. Keck Jones over to the left elbow. Zigging into the hands of T.J. Lewis. Tried to work it down low. Ooh. Tough one. Hall tries to work down low. I don't know where the fingertips came, but either way it went out.
Looks like it's going. Cedric Boone might have said it was off him.
And so the inbounding will be Keck Jones. Keck Jones out to Hooker. Hooker getting double teamed and pulled away by Troy Scott. Troy Scott's going to get it to Kidgel. Oh, Kidgel can't follow, but Boone on the follow with the rebound. They kind of wanted to alley-oop, and he got just a little too high.
Yeah, he threw it right close to the rim. Not quite enough time for Kidgel to catch it.
Keck Jones at the basketball, working on Boone. Gets it over to the elbow. They're going to try to get it low, and then Payne with the pick-off. Payne loses control and finally is able to corral it, and he's getting it pulled away from him and gets the kick out to Scott. Scott for three, and it's good. They like that corner so far.
Payne's going to get an assist out of the deal, but he's not a point guard bringing it down, tipping it around, but made the good pass.
I think that would be put under ugly but effective.
Yeah.
Back over to the top, over to Lewis. Lewis gets into the paint, kick out, over to the left elbow to Keck Jones, into the corner, back to Kason Spikes as they get it to Hall. Hall's going to put the ball on the floor as he gets it over to the elbow. Overcorrected by DeRocher. Shots put up, no good by Lewis. Oh, and they're going to corral it, gets it back out to DeRocher. DeRocher back to Boone. Boone's going to dribble, drive, penetrate, kicks it into the corner to Kidgel. Kidgel gets into the paint, out to DeRocher. DeRocher for three, he's up and good. That's what we want to see.
Yeah, great drive, Cooper Kidgel. DeRocher just coming around the three-point line, catches it off the pass from Kidgel, knocks down the deep three, too. Looked like a foot or two behind the line.
And the Bulldogs out to an 11-0 start here in the second half. 7:16 left. Bulldogs lead 55-21. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Dillon's Napa store has great holiday savings and great gift ideas, like the 78-piece 1/4 3/8 Master Socket Set, FAE and metric, only $47.99. And if you have diesel, you need diesel oil. Napa has Shell Rotella T4HD 15W30 for only 10 seconds. And Shell Rotella T6 Synthetic HD5W40 for only $20.99 a gallon. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
And welcome back to live action. 55-21. The defense had a lot to do with that run as well.
Yeah, you saw two or three different fast break buckets. Jacob Payne getting in on there, knocking one away. And Troy Scott just ripping it out of the defender's hands. He wasn't even dribbling. He just grabbed it, took off running, and then he threw the oop to Kidgel. Would have liked to see that connection, but
it had a lot to do with the help defense as well. They did great on the double teams. Like you said, they got in the passing lanes, ball ripped away. Like to clean up the fast break a little bit. I mean, against a little better team, that doesn't turn out quite as well.
Yeah, and you can see this team's having fun. The bench is animated.
Which makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Yeah, Coach Mike Larson, he's a very encouraging coach. You know, refreshing to see on the sideline.
I don't see too many people wearing Under Armour shoes out there. Everyone's more into the Nike and Adidas. They get it into the corner to Lewis, and he gets it off the fingertips and out of bounds, and back the other way comes the Bulldogs. Already on an 11-0 run here in the second half, as Boone's going to bring it up and across the timeline. He's waiting for the screen. Scott's going to give him the screen, and then he's picked up by Kason Spikes. Back the other way. Boone's going to take the quick trigger on the 18-footer. 55-21. Bulldogs with the lead on the Intermountain Irrigation scoreboard. Centurions with the basketball. It's in the hands of Keck Jones as he goes into the paint. Nice dish to Hall.
Great pass. Keck Jones on the dribble drive. Looks away and just zings that right through the middle of the key. Good finish. Chase Hall really has quick hands. When he catches passes, he can get them up right off the glass as soon as he catches them and draws the foul, doing it right there.
It's going to be the first foul on Kidgel. Shots up by Hall, no good. Rebound's going to be tracked down by DeRocher. DeRocher to Scott. Scott brings it across the timeline. He's going to take it into the paint. The kick out goes to Payne. Payne back out to DeRocher. Back to Scott. Scott into the paint with the turnaround. Looked like the pass to Payne. Payne off the glass.
Troy Scott jump stopped in the middle of the key. Had a person trying to grab the ball, but he just spun, ripped it away, made a nice pass to Payne.
And back the other way come the Centurions to Keck Jones. A nice pass down low to Hall. Hall tries behind the back. Back out up top to Keck Jones. And nice pass and no finish by Smalden. But I really like what they got in the Keck Jones. DeRoche up, in and out, no good. Rebound's going to be pulled down by Hall. Hall cleared out the case on Spikes. Spikes will bring it across the timeline. Back up top to Keck Jones. Jones will take it down the left side. And they're going to call the charge. Troy Scott does a great job of taking charges for this team.
Yeah, this team defensively does a really good job of switching. And right there, Troy Scott switches, gets his body right in front of the sprinting offensive player, takes the charge.
Boone with the basketballs. He's going to bring it up and get it across the timeline. More of a set series here. Boone will take it down the left side. Switches back, goes out up top. Gets it into Kidgel. Kidgel working in the block. Gets into the paint. Gets the hoop in the harm. Nice move, gets fouled, and then finishes his business in front of him.
Good size mismatch for Cooper Kidgel, getting a much smaller Keck Jones on him. And just gonna 2 dribbles, puts the shoulder in the chest, turn around, hook shot, and 1.
59-23, Kidgel to shoot. Shots up. Oh, in and out, no good. Rebound pulled down by Hall. Hall's going to get it out to Spikes. Spikes almost gets it taken away. And then kicks it into the corner to Keck Jones for 3. It's up and good. They got a good little player in Keck Jones on this YCC team. Gets it over to DeRoche. DeRoche for 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by Lewis. Lewis over to Spikes. Spikes back to Lewis. Lewis working on Boone and gets to Hall. Hall sure likes the behind the back. Hall likes the behind the back, but it's not as effective as you may think it is.
No, we've seen multiple behind the backs, and he had 1 go, but I think the other 2 are both turned over. In this case, Troy Scott tipping it away. Good hustle play, diving on the ball and calling a timeout right before he goes out of bounds.
Well, that's certainly what you get from Troy Scott as well. Hustle and all the attributes. He's going to pass it, he's going to shoot it, he's going to board for you. Plays quality defense, so great player there. I don't know, what do you like what you're seeing out of the defense this go-around?
You know, you just see a lot of hustle and the switching. That's the biggest thing I've noticed is we could pretty much switch 1 through 4, you know, given that there might be 1 big player, but then they do it so quickly with players like Troy Scott, Cooper Kidgel, Trey Edwards coming in the game, Cedric Boone. They can switch pretty much 1 through 3, 1 through 4, being all your guards.
Boone's ready to bring it up and across the timeline. Coach Larson's doing a pretty good job of really telling his team what he expects. And getting into the baseline, down low to Payne. Good pass, left hand. Puts Payne in a great situation to be effective. Gets the ball to drop. Bulldogs now lead 61-26. Ball in the hands of J.J. Cates. It goes baseline. Puts it up, no good. Troy Scott with another rebound. He's going to bring it up. Tries to go behind the back and gets mugged.
Yeah,
I believe he got the timeout.
Tried to go behind the back, and the other defender was waiting for the behind the back. Ball got tipped, but Troy Scott, using that hustle, dives on it, calls another timeout, keep possession.
14:05 left. Bulldogs lead 61-26. We'll be back in 1 minute.
That was just the most.
What can State Farm offer you? A lot more than just car insurance. Hi, I'm State Farm agent Ted Ori. State Farm offers you protection for all the things you need insured. Your home, your apartment, your life, your health, your business, even your recreational vehicles. State Farm offers the finest service for premium dollars combined. So whether at home or on that special vacation, State Farm is there. Stop by at 24 South Idaho or call us at 683-2472 to discuss your insurance needs in that good neighbor State Farm way.
I was always disappointed he didn't play.
As we enter the season of giving and Thanksgiving, Good Life wants to say thank you for giving us the opportunity to help you on your path to good health. Remember, there's always something to be thankful for. Express your gratitude to someone today and come into the Good Life for friendly service, personal
10 seconds.
supplements, and a smile. Come and get one. That's the Good Life, 2 South Montana Street in downtown Dillon.
Haverfield, Baker, who else did I see? Burkhart all checking in. It looks like the two that stayed were Cedric Boone and Trey Edwards. So Boone's going to bring it up, get it over to Baker. We kind of wanted to see this combo, so I'm looking forward to it. So get it over to Edwards. Edwards back up top, deep 3 by Boone. No good.
Looks like it's going to be a foul on the rebound.
Okay. I was going to say, it looked like Burkhardt had good positioning. There must have been a push down low by number 20, Case on Spikes. His first, been pretty clean half this time, considering there's almost 20 fouls last. Haverfield back out to Edwards. Edwards down low to Haverfield. Haverfield to Boone. Boone for 3, no good. Rebound pulled down by Hall. Hall's going to bring it up or get it across the timeline as they get it over to Spikes. Spikes gets it into Hall, working on Burkhart. Nice move to his left side right hand up off the glass. Good for 2. Colin Achenbach looking to check in. Boone with the basketball. He's going to get it over to Edwards. Back out up top to Baker. Edwards for 3, no good. Had a good look off the elbow, just off to the left side, shanked it a little bit. Back the other way comes J.J. Cates. Cates to Jones, back to Cates. Cates with the shot, no good. Rebound by Boone. Boone's going to bring it up quickly across the timeline.
Oh, and they're not going to call a foul. Tanner Haverfield was in transition. Cedric Boone tried to do a long bounce pass to him. He had his man beat, but the defender was right behind him, and it looked like they just clicked feet together. Tanner Haverfield took a pretty hard fall.
Got the raw end of that one, that's for sure.
Just going to be Centurion basketball.
Kind of stepped on the back of his foot, tripped him, and then they called it incidental apparently. Back the other way to Jones. Keck Jones. Oh, J.J. Cates led him a little too much and goes out of bounds, so it'll be Bulldog basketball.
As a young point guard, I think those are the things that you clean up, just passes like that, unforced turnovers.
Curves to Achenbach. Achenbach will bring it across the timeline. He's going to get over to the elbow to Baker. Baker to Achenbach. To Edwards on the elbow. To Kearns. Kearns gets it to Burkhart, knocked away, but Kearns able to pick it up. Edwards over to Achenbach. Achenbach into the corner to Burkhart. Burkhart's going to put it up and get it to go on the baseline.
Good play from Burkhart, using his eyes, looking across court, making the defense shift that way, and then just going up and getting that layup.
And back the other way come the Centurions in the hands of Keck Jones. Keck Jones going down the left side, getting into the paint. It's the same play.
Wow, that is tough foul call. The reason being Keck Jones on the drive was actually falling into the defensive player and ended up falling on the ground and, didn't.
Poor Achenbach gets a foul no matter what, almost every time, the poor guy. Oh, nice pass, threading the needle and giving it to Cates.
Chase Hall threading the needle right through the key on the cut.
That should prove that behind the back isn't the best way. That was a great pass. And they get it in to Kearns. Kearns get a little bit of room, gets some separation, and kicks it back out. Baker gets it picked off, trying to work it back out. Cates back the other way for the Centurions. Gets it into the corner. Shot goes up by Cason. Rebound pulled away by Kearns to Baker. Baker's going to bring it up and across the timeline. Down low to Kearns. Kearns back out to Edwards, to Baker, to Edwards. Edwards to Achenbach. Achenbach goes baseline. Back over. Burkhart kicks it out to Achenbach. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Edwards will pull it on a 3, and it's an air ball out of bounds.
And I think on that possession, I'd really like to see one of these guards try to get to an elbow area, You don't see much driving. And when they do, it's to the corner rather than right in the middle of the defense.
They haven't got a cold-blooded scorer out there right now either, though. They all want to pass, and it's great to have the extra pass, but someone has to pull the trigger. Spikes the basketballs. He's working on Baker. Over to the top to Hall. Hall's going to go back door to Keck Jones. Good recovery by Achenbach. And back the other way comes Baker. Baker brings it across the timeline. He's able to pull it back right on the elbow. He's looking for the screen from Kearns. Kearns with the three. Oh, didn't miss it by much, but missed it front iron. 63-30, the Bulldogs lead here with 10:22 left. Shot goes up and no good on the miss by Kason Spikes. That's going to be Hall, no good. Baker with the rebound, looking for an outlet. Finally is able to find Achenbach. Achenbach gets to Burkhart. Burkhart from the corner to Edwards. Edwards for three. It's up and good.
Good pass. Connor Burkhart going on the drive and then finding a wide open Trey Edwards in the corner.
I could be wrong, but I think Edwards 3 for 3 from the corner.
And they're going to give him the offensive foul on the drive, putting his shoulder down. Looks like Keck is getting a little, frustrated with the way this defense is playing against him.
Darian Garcia getting his first action of the day as he checks in. We're going to give Tanner Haverfield siding once again. And then Ramirez checks back in. So definitely an interesting combo he's got on the floor here. I keep saying combo, it's actually 5 guys, but I mean, so my bad. Haverfield going right to the rack. Kick out to Achenbach, to Edwards, back to Haverfield. Haverfield goes up strong, gets finished. He does such a good job of being active.
Yeah, he uses that pump fake right off the block, get him in the air, and then go up and finish the layup.
Cates crossed the timeline for the Centurions. It looked like he did go out off his foot. Good harassment by Achenbach. And 68-30 the count here. 9:23 left in the ball game. Haverfield to inbound into Achenbach.
All of these guards on defense will come up and guard you from the half-court line.
Achenbach bringing it across the timeline over to Edwards. Edwards back out up top. Over to Edwards to Achenbach. Into the corner to Garcia. Back to Achenbach, who's going to penetrate, get in, kick it out to Haverfield. Over to Garcia. Pulls the string on the three, no good. Rebound pulled down by Cates. Cates is going to bring it up and across the timeline down the right side. He's going to go to the top, over into the corner, and then down low into the block. And pretty excited, TJ Lewis on the finish.
TJ Lewis going baseline. It's like Trey Edwards on the help for Haverfield. Gets the foul call and the finish. Good play from TJ Lewis.
And he's pretty excited, pulling to within 36.
And the old Tiger Woods hand pump after the...
Right. As it's now 68-32 with 8:50 left. Shots up and good. Achenbach to take the inbound. As he's going to bring it up and across the timeline. Over to the left side to Edwards. Back out up top to Achenbach to Garcia. Back to Achenbach as they look to find an opening. Edwards. Back out to Achenbach. Achenbach's going to go baseline. Kicks it back out to Edwards for three. No good. Haverfield gets shoved down. And then Finesse's going to be able to pick up with it. He gets it across the timeline. It seems like we really haven't called Hooker's name much, and then he's finally back in the ballgame. One of their better scorers as they're working around the perimeter to Finesse, to Hooker. Hooker back out up top as that's going to be Johannes up and no good.
Looks like they're going to call
actually.
Foul on the ground on the rebound. That one's going to be on number 5, Darian Garcia. Oh no, that's Haverfield. Sorry, number 4, Tanner Haverfield.
And they're going to check Payne back in. He goes right to work on defense.
Jacob Payne, you can't float any soft passes in, any entry passes, because he's going to tip it away. He comes right back out. He was in for about, what?
A drink of water?
Maybe one tip, about 4 seconds, and right back out. I had to talk to James Ramirez.
Well, I told him what he's doing wrong and put him right back in to correct it. I mean, it's a good sign of coaching there. Don't take his playing time away from him. Let him correct his mistake as they're working around the perimeter. Centurions. And knocked away by Garcia. Garcia's going to finish strong up off the glass and good for 2. And did a great job of really freezing the defender as he went to the hole looking for the pass and then finishes strong up off the glass to make it 70-32. Shot goes up, no good. Haverfield with the rebound to Achenbach. Achenbach to Edwards. Edwards will slow it down and give it right back to Achenbach. Achenbach on the left side gets it down low to Ramirez. Ramirez with the save to Achenbach over to Garcia. Garcia on the right elbow, back to Achenbach up top as he resets the offense to Garcia's. They get it into the block to Haverfield. Haverfield to Ramirez. Ramirez goes up strong, puts it up off the glass, hits the hoop and the harm.
Ramirez, he really doesn't need to get very high off the ground on any of his finishes. He just uses that contact, and he's going to get it up off the glass and get the finish right there. Great job, James Ramirez.
Uses his body for separation, does a good job of keeping the big, who's taller than him, hooker, anchored, and then puts a body on him, and like you said, just is able to flip it up there and finish. Now he's going to the line for an end one. Shots up, back iron no good. Edwards with the rebound as he pulls it back out, reset the offense. He said, I saved it, I'll take a shot. That one no good. Hall pulls down the rebound. Hall's going to get it to Cates, who will bring it up and across the timeline for the Centurions. 6:50 left on the Intermountain Irrigation scoreboard. Bulldogs lead by 40, 72-32. They'll work it around from Hall to Cates. Cates to work it down line, gets him underneath the backboard. He's able to corral himself. Smaldon does a great job of getting it up off the glass and good for 2.
See a lot of good things from Smaldon on the offensive end.
Achenbach with the basketball. He works it. Free throw line down low to Haverfield. Haverfield goes up quick, keeps the ball high, finishes high, goes off the glass and good for 2. Cates will bring it up and across the timeline. Surprised we haven't seen a Keck Jones sighting in a little bit. Hall gets in, kicks it to Smaldon, is picked off. And back the other way. Trey Edwards kicked out to Haverfield for 3. No good. Rebound's going to be pulled down there by Fantasy. Fantasy, F-A-N-E-S-Y. Fantasy, I guess?
Yeah, I think Fantasy.
And the kick is over to Cates. Cates goes baseline. The kick out to Hall. Hall can't handle it. It's picked up by Achenbach. Achenbach throws it ahead to Garcia. Garcia with the finish. That's a good job point guard right there.
Yeah, great pass from Achenbach. Hustling for that ball and then go ahead and getting a wide open fast break layup for Darian Garcia. And believe it or not, 5'10", he can dunk the ball too.
And with 5:28 left on the Mountain Irrigation scoreboard, Bulldogs lead 76-34. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Hey y'all, it's John with Rocky Mountain Supply, letting you know starting October 20th we'll be opening our doors at 5 a.m. on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays only for the course of the hunting season. We carry a great selection of rifles from your basic 22s up to your long-range precision. Looking at upgrading your optics, we carry a variety of Leupold, Vortex, and Sig Sauer products. Need ammo, forgot your game call, or need a cup of coffee to kickstart your day? We have it all. So come into Rocky Mountain Supply, your one-stop shop for all your hunting needs.
The girls are wearing the all
Devers Excavation and Aquatics is a community member and a proud sports sponsor for the Dillon Beavers and the Western Bulldogs. They specialize in fisheries, stream restoration, waterfowl development, and all types of habitat reconstruction with the knowledge and expertise you demand. With Devers,
10 seconds.
You can count on quality professional service. Devers Excavation and Aquatics. Let us help you be part of something great. 683-3560.
And welcome back to live basketball action from the Straugh Gymnasium. University of Montana Western leads 76-34. 5:28 left in the ball game. And I'm guessing Coach is probably pretty happy with this team showing this weekend.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good energy. And I really like watching Coach Mike Larson, the way that he coaches his players. He's such a great communicator.
Well, and tells them what they're doing wrong and how to improve it. And like I said, that's a good thing. So they work it over to Smaldon. Smaldon's going to work on Haverfield, gets it knocked away, has to kick it back out as he gets to Cates. Cates goes up, gets it to go off the right side.
A nice floater on the drive to the right.
Looks like Garcia will bring it up and across the timeline. Gets it over to Achenbach on the elbow. Into the corner to Garcia, who goes baseline. Gets the reverse layup, up and good.
Tough finish on the baseline drive going under the bucket. Almost backwards, but he just hooks it up, makes the finish.
Back the other way come the Centurions with Cates. Cates working on Achenbach on the elbow. He'll get a screen from Smalden over to the left elbow as he gets it into the hands of Spikes. Spikes to Smalden. Smalden over into the corner. Cates puts up the three and gets it to go.
Set the down screen for Cates, and that's all he needs. Catch and shoot with a hand in his face.
Garcia bringing it up once again. Ramirez at the free throw line. He's going to kick it out to Kearns. Kearns for three, no good. Rebound pulled down by Smalden. Smalden hits his outlet, and Cates brings it across the timeline. Gets down low, spikes, and kicks it back out. And shots up and good by Spikes.
Two good possessions for the Centurions, and finding an opening in that corner.
78-42 on the Intermountain Irrigation scoreboard. 3:47 left. Kearns with the basketball as it gets to Haverfield. Haverfield goes baseline, goes up strong, gets it up off the glass, and good for two.
There's that pump fake, getting about three guys in the air that were in the key and finishing.
Well, and he can hit that shot too, and you'll see a little bit of that too, but great job of not settling, getting right to the rim. And he almost pulls that one away. They get it, kick it out, and I'm not sure where the foul's on. I think Kearns maybe.
Yeah, it looked like Case Jones on the drive there. Case on Spike, sorry. And Kearns just putting his hand out trying to slow him down a little bit. Thought he was beat and gets the foul call.
Hooker comes in for Smalden.
Turn the corner, James. Stay home.
And they get it down low to Hall. Hall with a tough move up and over. I mean, Ramirez kept his feet moving and just better offense.
Yep, that's exactly right.
And back the other way come the Bulldogs into the hands of Kearns. Kearns gets it to Haverfield. Haverfield gets knocked away, was able to corral it as he gets to Kearns. Kearns gets in the paint, the up and under. Nice layup up off the glass, finishes strong.
Up and under, right under the defender's arm. Great finish.
82-44 is the count here. Lewis puts it up, no good. Gets knocked around, finally picked up by Garcia. Garcia rushes to the rim, is able to finish strong again. He's got at least 8 off the bench, if not 9, I think, with the 3.
The contact.
Back the other way is the Centurions. They get over to the left elbow into Lewis's hands. Shot goes up by Hooker. It bounced around, finally pulled down by Achenbach. Achenbach's going to take it up slowly and across the timeline as they set up the offense. 84-44 Bulldogs lead. Get over to Kearns, back to Achenbach, to Ramirez at free throw line. Back out to Kearns. Kearns for 3, no good. Rebound pulled down by Hall. Hall hits the outlet man. Lewis back to Hall. Hall over to the left elbow to Cates. Cates working on Haverfield, then switches over in the air, passes it to Hooker. They get it down low to Hall. Hall on the block as he goes up, just kind of throws it up and gets to go.
Man, what a half for Chase Hall. He's just doing a great job back to the basket, and he can hit that floater with contact or very
good. Hand in his face, man. Garcia into the corner to Haverfield. Haverfield gets down to Ramirez, back out to Haverfield. Haverfield to Garcia. Garcia at the top, gets to Achenbach. Achenbach gets it down low to Ramirez, gets it knocked away from him. Picked up by Hooker. They get it ahead, and the shot goes up and is good to Lewis.
Good pass from J.J. Cates up to Lewis to get the quick layup in transition.
Achenbach's going to bring it up and across the timeline. Slowly are setting up the offense with just 1 minute left on Intermountain Irrigation scoreboard. Haverfield to Garcia. Garcia for 3, in and out, no good. Ramirez with the rebound, back to Garcia. Garcia brings it back, gets it out up top, over to the elbow. As they get it to Kearns, into the corner to Haverfield. Back out to Achenbach. Achenbach launches up to 3. Goes off the side rim and backboard now.
Achenbach got plenty of arc on that 3 and just misses a little bit to the right, but you know, you like to see him shooting a few of those, and because you don't want to be a one-dimensional player. He drives so well. If he could hit a 3, get a defender off balance with the jump shot, then he can open up some more lanes to drive, kick, get this offense going.
Swanberg gets it into Cates. Swanberg finally clearing out the bench here. Cates is going to bring it around the right side, get it down low to Swanberg. Finally gets it in the corner and back out to Cates to Hooker. Hooker gets in the paint, the kick out to Cates. Cates gets into the paint, loses the handle, but I think it was last touched by the Bulldogs. We got Logan Worrell in here as well out of Eagle River, Alaska. The inbound goes out and it's picked off by Achenbach. It looks like they're probably just going to run it out at this point.
8 seconds, yeah.
And your final here is 84-48 as the Bulldogs come away with their 3rd home victory. We'll be back in 2 minutes for the Papa T's post-game show. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Hello, this is Roxanne Engelland with the University of Montana Western Foundation. I would like to take this opportunity to say thanks. Your contribution to education extends far beyond the classroom, and your philanthropic spirit will impact generations to come. It's incredible what individuals can achieve with the real inspiration and support that would not be possible without you. If you would like to learn more about the Montana Western Foundation, please contact Roxanne Engelland at 406-683-7305.
Leave a message.
Hey, honey, it's me. I kind of slid into the ditch on my way home. I should have listened to you and stopped by Jerry Wessel's Les Schwab Tire Center before I went out hunting.
Winter weather can slow you down, but Jerry Wessel's Les Schwab Tire Center has the right tires, batteries, and tire chains to make your hunt go safely. They also have the best tire promise. Every tire they sell comes with lifetime protection.
Nice kid.
Yeah, he is.
Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Experience the high-octane fun at Sparky's Garage. Sparky's has an outstanding menu featuring their famous smoked barbecue, burgers, homemade soups, and salads. With a full bar, you can enjoy your favorite cocktail or enjoy a beer from their selection of 20 beers on tap and try your luck in their casino, all while relaxing among an incredible collection of classic memorabilia. Sparky's Garage is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week for your dining pleasure. Sparky's Garage in Dillon or at 222 East Park in historic Uptown Butte.
Beaverhead Livestock Auction is a proud sponsor of all sports in southwest Montana. They take pride in being loyal supporters of kids of all ages. They're behind the Beavers, the Falcons, the Bears, the Panthers, and the Bulldogs. Give Beaverhead Livestock Auction a call today and have them help you. 10 seconds. Beaverhead Livestock Auction, just 5 miles south of Dillon. Call 683-2002.
And welcome back to the Papa T's post-game show. Papa T's, home of the world-famous taco pizza. Bulldogs coming out with the victory here, 84-48. University of Montana Western looked really good on defense. They looked really good on offense. All around, just a really good game for the University of Montana Western.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. They held them to 4 points in the first about 10 minutes of the game. And it was the lockdown defense, used transition on the other end, and shot the ball pretty well tonight, too.
And it looks like a lot of the things he wanted to improve on, he was able to do so as well. Really good game out of Cooper Kidgel, especially considering he sat most of the second half. I liked what we saw off the bench with Tyler Haverfield. I thought, once again, the Bigs played pretty good, actually. I mean, we didn't see as many minutes this time out of Connor Burkhart. But Jacob Payne really played in the 16 or 17 minutes. It looked like 17 minutes here. Just well put together. I mean, sometimes tough playing a team that you play twice. They tend to get a little bit better. Obviously, we're a lot more talented team, and I think the stats will say that. What do you got for stats for us tonight?
For Yellowstone Christian, Chase Hall.